Good morning, and it is Tuesday, June 10th. Today is a check-in day. I am all done, obviously, with check-ins this morning. That was the first thing I did. Did my normal morning routine, with the coffee and my pre-workout, my absolute favorite cream of rice, and journaled. And then I hit the red light, and then I got on a call with a client who's in peak week right now. Did a little FaceTime, little check-in, went over some posing, and then just, little details that we had to iron out. Now I am on my way to the gym. I don't know if you can see it in my face, but I am definitely not feeling good. I've been feeling a little sick. It's very mild, but it's for sure noticeable. Like, I don't feel like myself. And you can really see it in my eyes. Like, that's very apparent there. But I've just been feeling, like, congested. I thought it was allergies for a while. And then a slight cough started. So then I was like, okay, probably not allergies. I'm functional enough, and it's been a few days where, like, I don't think I'm contagious or anything, but I definitely don't feel 100%, and it is reflecting on the scale. I think my immune system is just flared up right now because actually a little over a week ago I came down with something, and it was like a 2-day thing, and then I felt fine, so I went back to just hammering away with training and everything and cardio, and my weight has just been basically sticking for the last week and a half. And I think, again, it's just my body being stressed out right now, holding on to inflammation, and just my body just not being very happy. So what I'm gonna do is I talked to Chet and I let him know, I'm stuck in the 115s, although visually I am noticing the changes. Like, I feel leaner, I look leaner, I'm noticing new lines. When my face, if you can see, like, when I start to get the diet face, things are happening. So it's just not reflecting on the scale. So I let him know everything this morning, and I've been keeping him posted. But I did propose maybe pulling back a little bit the next few days. And by pulling back, I mean, bringing food up a little bit, and then pulling back on, like, cardio intensity. I'm thinking maybe just, like, hitting step count, hitting the step goal, and going on walks and stuff, but not on the stairs. I've been hammering away on the Stairmaster, and so maybe not doing that for a few days to just let my inflammation come down, let my body start responding again on the scale. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted, but that's basically the update right now. Prep has been a bit of a challenge the last couple of weeks, just because my progress isn't being reflected on the scale the way that I feel like it's looking visually. Like, I feel like I should be responding faster on the scale, but that is the name of the game, and I'm not stressing out over it or anything. Like, yes, of course, I have moments of, like, frustration. I have thoughts of frustration. They're very brief though, and I check myself, and I just stay objective, because I've been here before. It's not my first rodeo. It's not my first plateau. This is my 4th prep, and inevitably in every single prep I hit these weight stalls, just like most of us do, especially female with the menstrual cycle and all these things. Like, another thing that has been happening, I'm in ovulation phase, and whenever I'm ovulating I do spike and I do hold on to water, and so that's another variable. So just all these variables that are being thrown my way, it's obviously going to mask the progress on the scale, but that doesn't mean that I'm not progressing, and there's still room for adjustment. You do have to be really in tune with your body and communicate all of this to your coach so that, you know, the right decision can be made, because sometimes the answer isn't to push harder, especially for females, right? Especially when biofeedback is telling us like, hey, body is really stressed out right now, so maybe let's not drop food and increase cardio. That's gonna make things worse as far as inflammation goes, and you know, that's when you can actually put yourself in a hole. And so that is what my gut is telling me right now, that I need to actually pull back. I don't need to push harder. We did a few days ago decide, like, if my weight didn't budge, that we would bump cardio up from 100 minutes per week to 150 minutes per week. So I did start to do that until I started feeling the symptoms of like illness again. Then I was like, okay, well, clearly that's not the answer. Like, pushing harder is only making this worse. And so I proposed to him that we should pull back, and we'll see what he says. He's really good about listening to his athletes and like taking what we say seriously, because only you as the athlete lives in your body. Like, only you as the athlete knows exactly what you are going through. And so again, it's really important to be in tune with your body, and that comes with experience. This is my 4th prep, so I feel confident in my decision, or at least in proposing that to Chet, because I know my body, and I know it's only going to be helpful to pull back. And this is the thing about prep, like, it's not a one size fits all. Biofeedback is very important to pay attention to, and as women it's even more important, just because of our hormone fluctuations. And a lot of times the harder we push, the harder the body fights us. So this is where it's really helpful to have those like push and pull phases, depending on like how your body is doing, what the biofeedback is telling us. And so right now I think it's time to pull back a little. So that was a really long spiel, but I'm here at the gym. I'm gonna get some glutes done. I'm going to not push like super heavy. I'm just gonna focus on really good mind muscle connection, really good contractions, getting the blood flow, getting a good pump, and maybe, you know, going to 3 RIR instead of like 0 to 1 RIR, and just a lot of isolations, so it's not like extremely taxing on my nervous system, because I'm not doing any heavy compounds, right? Like the heaviest compound that I do, which is not really a compound because of the way that I perform it, is my contralateral RDL, and that's, you know, primarily glute focused, but also some hamstring. And with that one, I do push the weight, but again, today I'm gonna base it on like how I feel, and just mostly focus on like a really good connection. And so yeah, I'm still excited to get after it, because I fucking love training. Excuse my language. I just love it. I'm always so excited for it. It just feels so good, especially when like the pumps are really good. And that's another thing. It's been really weird. Like, I actually have really good pumps lately, and my muscles are really full, like really full for this stage where I feel, you know, fatigued and depleted and all these things. I did bump my creatine up from 5 to 7.5 grams, so I think that has made an impact. And then I am taking L-carnitine, so I think that has also really been helping. But anyway, I'm gonna stop so that I can go get this workout in. Mission accomplished. All right, that actually was not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, as far as like strength and how I felt energy wise and everything. I scaled back a little bit on weight for my contralateral assisted RDL, but I got such a good mind muscle connection. It felt really good, and I feel really good that that went well, all things considered. And now I'm gonna go pick up our favorite sourdough from Proof Bakery and make breakfast, make my post-workout, which is technically breakfast number 2. And then I have to get to work and do all my client check-ins. So. Hello. I'm here to pick up our Valerie. Thank you very much. Have a good day. All right, I use a teeny tiny bit of butter for the pan. So I just basically place it on the scale, spread it a little bit, obviously tear it, and then I get, well, I already did that. Anyway, you get the gist. And then I'm gonna do a whole egg. I've been doing a whole egg and 2 egg whites. Put some salt and pepper. I like my food real salty, so I do a whole gram of salt on this. And my salt is so high, so I do like 500 milligrams every single day, because again, I just freaking love salt. I do not skimp, and it really helps with the pumps in the gym. This right here is the star of the show, always, every day. Every day, our minds are blown by how good this Khorasan sourdough is. Khorasan is a type of grain. It's an ancient grain, and so that's what they use for this sourdough, and it's freaking phenomenal. And I'm drinking a Zevia while I cook. So I do avocado toast. Not very much avocado at all, because I also like to do almond butter and dark chocolate with my breakfast because I'm obsessed. So I do about 15 grams, that's it, of avocado on top of the sourdough. Then I like to sprinkle it with more salt, and then I will do microgreens on top. See if I got it down. 17. So we'll go with 17. Obviously I log it, so if I'm not exactly at 15, I just log it and I make adjustments if needed. And then again, more salt. And then we're gonna go in with the broccoli microgreens on top, and then the egg. Egg and 2 egg whites. So that's part 1 of my meal. And then from there I do my oats after this, and I consider it like my dessert, where I do 45 grams of oats and 5 grams of dark chocolate and just 4 grams of almond butter. So not very much, just enough to give me that satisfaction. Okay, these are the oats that I am really obsessed with because they don't make me feel bloated, heavy, gross. And I know I've talked about this before, but there's no glyphosate in here, so it's not ridden with chemicals, okay? Anyway, excuse me. So what I do is I grind up my oats because they come out so much fluffier if you do that. So grind them up in a Ninja Bullet, Magic Bullet, whatever, or blender, and then go ahead and weigh it out that way. So I got 45 grams here. I'm gonna put water in it. I am very generous with the water. Like I fill it all the way up here, and that's how you're gonna get them fluffy. So I'm gonna fill it up with a ton of water, microwave it for a minute, stir it up a ton, and then from there, pop it back into the microwave for another 30 seconds, give it a really good stir, and that's how you're gonna get super fluffy oats. Okay, so do you see how much water is in that? A lot. So I'm gonna stir it up. All right, so it looks like this, and it looks like nothing happened, right? But I'm just gonna stir it for a good long while. I can't do that with one hand, so 1 second. All right, that's what it looks like after the first minute and after having stirred it a ton. And now I'm gonna do 30 seconds. All right, and there it is. I mean, look at that volume. I just love this kind of consistency when it comes to oats. And then I will do stevia and salt. I always have a sweet tooth. So I've mentioned this before, I usually end my meals with something sweetly. So I'll do a few of these stevia droppers, a gram of salt, and then I'll do 5 grams of the dark chocolate and 5 grams of my favorite almond butter. There it is, final product, and look at that. It came out like a little heart, my almond butter. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I'm going to get into my client check-ins for a few hours. It is time for coffee number 2, because lately I have been crashing after my post-workout meal, and typically that is what happens during prep. That's how I know I'm getting deep in it, is when I get that post-workout meal crash. So I have 2 shots here of espresso, 2.5 ounces of almond milk, and then the same stevia that I used earlier, the English toffee flavor. And I'm going to get into my check-ins. It's gonna take me a few hours, and then from there, gonna hit maybe some low intensity cardio. So I don't think I'm gonna do the stairs today. Like I mentioned, I'm just going to get on the Stairmaster, I'm sorry, get on the treadmill. It's just way too hot here in Arizona not to get that outdoor walk in the afternoon. So I'm taking a little break from work and preparing my Ninja Creamy. I usually make it around 1:30 to 2 p.m. because I find that with the plant-based protein powder, about 5 hours or so is like the sweet spot in the freezer. So I'm doing almond milk. I do 8 ounces, and I do 2 ounces of water. I'll do about 20 grams of the protein powder, and this is the same one I've been using that I show every single time. I like it extra chocolatey, so I'll add 7 grams of the cacao powder, and then I'll add a really good amount of stevia. I do 6 grams of that. I also do some pink Himalayan sea salt to really bring out the flavor. And yeah, let's get to it. Also around this time every day, around 2 o'clock, I have my next quote-unquote meal. It's not really a meal, it's more like a protein snack. It's just like a hold me over between my post-workout and my dinner at 5:30. So it is some Diestel oven roasted turkey, typically organic. I did ask for organic. Why doesn't this say organic? Anyways, so I'm gonna do usually around 90 grams of this, and that's literally it. Drop more, and I don't want you to stay at your current weight, because like I said, you're still like so shredded to the bone as far as like growth goes. Like, you're gonna make your biggest improvements when hormones are back to baseline, and that means having a healthy amount of body fat on your frame. Right now, you're not in an optimal place to put on a ton of mass, and we have such a short amount of time to do that. So yeah, I'm just happy to see that the trend is going the right way. So just keep aiming for those 2170 calories here. For your training, I really like the way your T-bar row looks now. So I like the improvements you made with the grip. And I also think that the close grip row looks perfect. So no changes there. I do have some feedback for your chest press, because at 45 degrees, you're going to get more of an optimal position and a stretch in your chest, versus like if you're here, you're not getting that optimal stretch in the chest. All right, it is 3 p.m. I've been sedentary, obviously, because I've been working the last few hours, so getting some steps in. Normally around this time, I would go do cardio. I'd go back to the gym because I do like to hit the stairs for cardio. But since I'm pulling back a little bit today, I'm just gonna get some steps in, get some movement in while I continue working and onboarding a new client of mine. And that's really it. That's all I have left as far as work goes. Work is officially done. Hi, baby. They always have to be hanging out with their mama. Angel baby. Hey, babies. My sweet angels. God, it feels good to be done. So I have had the door open for the last few hours, and I'm still not hot yet. I'm actually perfectly content, and mind you, I just walked for 30 minutes on the tread, and I walked a mile, and it's 104 degrees in Phoenix right now, and it's 78 degrees in my apartment right now. And here's your sign. Prep is prepping. If you know, you know. You know that when you're deep in it, your thermoregulation sucks and you're cold all the time. And that's me right now, about 10 weeks in, for sure. Now I'm gonna sit on the couch, and actually I'm gonna start editing this vlog for you guys so that it's up nice and quick. That's what I'm gonna do. Now that I use CapCut, it's so easy to do that. Are you frozen, boy? Is you okay? Okay, bye. You waving at me? Okay, bye. Bye. Okay, it is now 5:36 p.m. It's dinner time. I didn't show the prep for this meal because I already showed this in my last video. It's the same thing. It's ground venison. This time I used paprika, onion powder, and salt for the seasoning. I cook up some mushrooms and spinach separately with some bone broth so that I don't have to use oil. And then this is my all-time favorite Japanese sweet potato that I cannot stop talking about. You've probably heard me talk about it a million times if you follow me on social media, and I have raved about them in my last vlog as well. I just can't stop eating them, and I can't stop eating this meal in general. It is so good, so satisfying. So total of 6 ounces, 6.6 ounces. Usually I do between 6.6 and 7 ounces of the venison, and then anywhere between 170 to 200 grams of Japanese sweet potato. This is air fried. I like to cut them in these like big slabs like that because I just love the texture. Super cakey and delicious. And I'm gonna stop talking because I'm literally drooling right now, literally. All my current favorite flavors from India and watching some Sex and the City because Jason is at a conference and really I only watch Sex and the City when he's not here. So yeah. It's not just the shot, it's everything. Totally polished. And yeah, I'm a weirdo. I eat with a spoon. I don't know why. I just don't like eating with a fork. Wait. And my test, which he just threw in for good measure, came back positive. Thanks. It's not terrible.